Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dialar's Twi'lek Tactics. So week 3 is over. This video is going to be your ultimate guide to week 4 in Eternal Evolution. This is the last week that the game basically has you on rails. After this week, you're out into your own, you're out with the rest of the player base, you're following the global cadence. But in this video, we're going to try to walk you through the most efficient way to play week 4. Now, if you followed my week 1, 2, and 3 guides, you'll have your Ampu from week 3. You'll have 2 copies, so he'll be at yellow, and you'll have Dan at legendary 0 if you've followed all of the steps and progressed and spent your limited tickets the way that I've outlined. That outline is also on the master spreadsheet that is linked in the description of this video. So now let's get into just week 4 in itself. So this is the Masrani week. So if we look at the events, you got this Astral Order. Now, if you are in day 1, this isn't going to open for you right away. The Astral Order doesn't open until, I do believe it's day 4. So Thursday, Friday, it doesn't open until Sunday. So, or whatever day you start on. Day 4 of week 4 is when this event is going to open for you. You can pick 3 of these little missions per day, or quests, and prioritize the bottom row. Get that copy of Masrani, that free copy of Masrani, as soon as possible. Then go up top and get your limited tickets, and then go and get the middle row. Now, there are some interesting things about this event. So they still haven't tweaked the quests. So down here, you see where I'm kind of clicking? These 3 quests require you to use an old school commander in certain amount of places. So you're going to have to make sure that in your command center, you do have the disassembly turned off, because you do want to get, I do believe it's a, let's see, it is a, you're going to need a Rhoda, you're going to need a Brunhild, and I think that is it. Yes, Rhoda and Brunhild. You're going to have to use those commanders in content in order to finish some of those quests to get your free Masrani. So make sure that you're accruing them early on in the week so that you have them when this event pops up. Oh, keep clicking. All right, let's go through the events again. So Astral Order, like I said, this is going to open on day 4. This is very important for you to get a Masrani up to legendary. Hero Evolution. Now, you can see how far I've gotten. My guide up till this point has told you to spend your advanced tickets in week 1, 2, and 3. Now, what I quickly learned upon coming into week 4 is that I thought I would not have enough, because there's a recruitment event open as well. When I initially did this video, or this walkthrough on my first free-to-play account, I had hoarded all of those advanced tickets, and I was able to get this copy of Masrani from his recruitment event, and that was the last one that allowed me to get the free copy from the Hero Evolution event. But you see right there, right in the middle of your screen, I did get it. Now, the reason why I got it this time, when I didn't think I would be able to. I really did not think I'd be able to, because I'd spent all my advanced tickets. But now the Endless Battle, the new Endless Battle, gave me enough rewards. You see, I made it up to raffle round 17. I was able to get basically a little over a whole gene hybrid from completing this event. And that gene hybrid allowed me to use it on Masrani to get him up to that last level of his Hero Evolution event for me to get the free copy. Now, you may not have an Endless Battle open for you, depending on what day you start your account. I started this account on a Thursday, which is the weekly reset for Eternal Evolution, and I started it the day that Twilight Lands opened on the global rotation. Now, Twilight Lands and Endless Battle follow a 2-week on, 2-week off rotation, with Twilight Lands lasting 2 weeks and then Endless Battle lasting 2 weeks. They're breaking the cadence a little bit right now for a special event that's going on in-game called the Collab event, which starts shortly at the time of this recording. But that is generally the cadence. That's the way it's always been. 2 weeks Twilight Lands, 2 weeks Endless. Now, since I started this account the day that Twilight Lands opened, on week 3, on the day that week 3 started, we started Endless Battles. And as such, I was able to play the entire event, which gave me a lot of rewards. You see, the main reward from round 1 through 6 is 6 limited tickets. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36 limited tickets. But then you start to get limited tickets as well through the next ones. So 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. So you can get 48 limited tickets from playing this. And then for gene hybrids, you can get 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 8. So that is, what, 48? You see, you can get 48 shards of there. But then 3, so 51, 54, 57, 60. So you can get a full gene hybrid from this event, which allowed me to get that last copy of Masrani, which is actually really important for early account progression. So this is one point where it's going to be different for you. It's going to be different for you depending on what day you started your account, because you are really only going to get one shot, because it's only open for 2 more days. You're only going to get one shot to get the free Masrani copy. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked that. At red-1. You need 4 copies. So you're going to get the one from Pity. You're going to get the one from Astral Order. Then you can buy a gene hybrid and use a gene hybrid on Masrani. And then your option for that last copy is either going to be from Endless Battle rewards, or it's going to be from hoarding advanced tickets to get this last copy. Or if you have a whole bunch of limited tickets, it is possible. Actually, I'm not sure it is possible, because I think I already have all the genes. I do. I've already bought all the genes. So you're kind of tough out of luck. So you got to make sure you either start your account on a day so that you have access to the endless battles, or you're going to have to skip out because you didn't hoard all your advanced tickets. So that is kind of the crux of week 4. Other than that, if we just look, you see I got 5 immortal heroes. I was able to get Falvia up to immortal. I was able to get Kalaza up to immortal. But disregard Dan's evolution. Dan, for you, should be Lego 0. I spent a little bit more limited tickets since I am not going to be playing this account after today. So I have to explain this to you guys. You see up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, I have 69 limited tickets left. So what I did is I only advocate spend 60 limited tickets. Only spend 60 limited tickets on Masrani. Or if you cannot, if you cannot get that 4th copy of Masrani, this is what you can do. So I spent 30 more. So I spent 90 total on Masrani just to try to see if I could get another copy, because I am going into the week ahead with over 60. So you always want to have a buffer so that you can get 1 copy of the new hero that's coming out. Now, I had an excess of limited tickets. So I spent 90 on Masrani's banner, which allowed me, you see that Dan right there on your screen is at 5 of 6. So I had over 120 chips, and usually I never advocate spending chips on copies. I have said that repeatedly. I did it in this case, given the fact that I know that this account is going to be mothballed after today. But what you could do, if you were really constrained and you can't get that 4th copy of Maz, then maybe spend a little bit more limited tickets and buy that Maz copy from this store, because you don't want to miss out on a free copy of Masrani. So that is one thing you can do. So TLDR, make sure you can get that copy of Masrani, be it either from Endless Battle Rewards, from hoarding advanced tickets, or spend a little bit more limited tickets and buy a copy from his chip store. This is the only time I'm going to advocate that, so that you can get his copy for free from the Hero Evolution event. Now, if you are a spender, if you spend money on this game, then feel free, buy a bunch of limited tickets and then spend them on his banner or the global banner, and you can get this copy from the recruitment event as well. All right. So that is kind of how you want to go after week 4. It's all about Masrani. Now, you should be able to, with grinding, and let's go back to my roster. You see, I've got a well-developed bot mark. He's almost at Immortal. I've got a Muka that is fairly developed. Muka is going to be really important for you here. Bot mark's going to be important. Senway is going to be important. Paluno a little bit. Rakana a little bit. And but really, Leo is still getting a lot of use. You're going to use Ampu a little bit. You're not going to use Rez. You should have a Rez by now. You're not really going to use them, though. The main team, again, that you're going to be using, the same old main team that you're going to be using in your week 4 is this team. Again, 2 healers, or swap out a healer for Taylor. You really have to push. Well, it is possible for you to push past 35-40, which is going to unlock Katoshi and Triangle for you in week 4. Now, you are going to get stuck because there's only so far you can push. You see, all of my heroes are right around that 190 level. My Leo is only yellow still. I only have, 2 copies of Leo. The copy from week 1 and then a Gene Hybrid. But he's okay here if you can get Pain Rune. Pain Rune becomes increasingly important to get past roadblocks because it adds so much more survivability to Leo, which allows him to stay alive on the battlefield, which allows you to kill the rest of the opponents with Dan or Taylor, or Dan and Taylor. You're always going to have Leo, Artis, Serena, Daniel, and then you're either going to flex in Taylor or Masrani in your story team in order to down content. But Pain Rune, if you haven't gotten Pain Rune by now, it is just RNG. Maybe spend a little bit more stamina in, Terradome to get a Pain Rune copy, because that's really going to help you. Flashpoint isn't going to help you so much because you're not going to be overhealing a whole bunch, given that you're going to be underdeveloped for the content you're trying to tackle. This is very, very, very much more progression in story that I've made on this account, pushing really hard, than I did my first time through. So this is going to be your main team for story. But again, Hagridon and Pain Rune. That's going to really help you push. Did I finish off the rest of the events? So, no, Astral Order is the event that opens on day 4. Hero Evolutions, where you're going to get a free copy of Masrani at Red-1 or Red 1. Quantum Mimic, good luck. It's RNG. You see that if you look on the right side of your screen, I did not get it. This is going to be the Quantum Mimic that is the global event. You are now easing into the global rotation. So this event is actually a global event, not a 4-week on Rails event. Recruitment event, this one is a on Rails event. This is going to basically entice you to spend to get this another copy of Masrani. Hey, if you're a spender, maybe go for Bailey too, because he's going to be good or very, very useful for you early on. But be just mindful of your spending. I don't advocate spending in any way. Summon Arena is open on this account because it just opened globally 3 days ago, I think. So this is also a global event. This is a PvP event. Do your best. If you've developed your account as best you can for a free-to-play, you should be able to do quite well here. So Summon Arena is open. That is a once a month, usually 2-week long PvP tournament. All right, let's go into let's show you, not really a whole bunch. You know, I do have one of each commander up to level 25. That's good to get. It took me forever to get that Gabal, though. These are my prototypes. You see, I have been pushing in Terradome, and I do have a decent selection of yellow prototypes. The main ones I use are basically just Pain Rune, Prying Eyes, but still Coronate and Soaring Medallion are my go-tos. Just 2 purples are my go-to prototypes for most of the content in this game. You're probably not going to have a dominant nucleus. That's from week 3. That is very, very, very RNG dependent. I just got really lucky. And actually, Pain Rune is actually doing more for me than the dominant nucleus. So if we talk about banners one more time, I'm gonna say it really quickly. Spend 60 on Masrani, or spend a little bit more if you have to purchase a copy of him from the chip store. That's gonna set you back by doing that, because you really should be hoarding your chips for the gene hybrids going forward so that you can buy them every week. But if you don't miss out on that free copy of Masrani. Let's go into the perimeter. So I was able to basically do the same thing I was able to do last week in week 3. I was able to 1 key novice in altar, 1 key easy, and 1 key normal first thing Monday. Now, you should also wait, since you're going to be playing continuing on. I should have waited till Sunday, but since this account is going to be mothballed tomorrow, which is a Thursday, I did 2 key hard. I did down hard. It's very important you down normal, hard, and hell, because then you get double the rewards. So if you see, look in the bottom of your screen, it says you will receive milestone rewards equal to the total damage dealt. Yes, if you kill the final boss, normal difficulty or above, you will receive 2 times the settlement rewards corresponding to the difficulties. So you see in normal, you get 3 or 4 limiteds, so now you're going to get double that. So you're going to get, on average, 7 limiteds by downing it. So make sure, it's very important that you down the stages, normal, hard, and hell. Had I waited till Sunday, I possibly maybe would have been able to 1 key hard and then put 1 key into hell. That is how you want to go about altar at this point. Arena, I am in a Kraken server. You see my screen is filled with Caraxias, but I am still ranked 6th in Galactic Arena. I will show you my teams. These are them. It's basically an energy team, a hunter team, and a full summoner team with no healer. Those are my teams. And then in solo arena, I am ranked 12 because I didn't refresh. I do still advocate refreshing, max refreshes daily. This is my team, 2 healers, Dan, Taylor, and Leo out front. Again, look it down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Pain Rune, very important to keep Leo alive. Hell Arena will be open for you as well. You see I am currently rank 1. You should be able to do quite well there in this week, depending on whatever week it is for you. Although you should be in intermediate fighter as well as me, because you get access to this at a certain point. I can't remember where it unlocks, but you'll be ranked low, and there'll still be a bunch of bots in here for you to fight. If we go into it, you can see on the right side of your screen, all bots, right? You're going to fight a bunch of bots until you get up to, I do believe, Advanced Fighter, which allows you just to get free points, free rewards at that point. Crimson Abyss, you should be downing stage 4 at this point. This is your team. You are going to make use of that Ampu that you got in week 3. So your Serena, well built, should be able, and there's her gear, so you know what well built means, and she is X20. I do think that she has to be your first exclusive 20 for the survivability, because you do want to use her as a frontliner to take damage. You want to use her as your tank so that you can bring in more DPS. You see that the other 4 DPS are all summoners. This is a summoner dungeon. Until you get to endgame, then you can use assassins. But for now, you have to use summoners, and these ones are able to down stage 4. Lost Valley. You should be, at the end of 4 weeks, just tickling the exclusive levels. Now, the exclusive levels are the end game levels of these dungeons. I can come nowhere close at this point, but you should be farming, if you've played efficiently, you should be farming stage 15 in each dungeon. You're going to make use of Daniel very, very extensively in this dungeon as your egg killer. And then Taylor and Botmark, make sure you put Taylor, Falvia, and Dan on manual and ensure the positioning so that Taylor and Botmark are targeting the main boss so that they can nuke down the boss. Serena, again, will be your tank. Use Dan on manual as your egg killer. Indisa, this is going to be your team again. Again, you're using Serena as your tank. You want to bring in Botmark for the multi-hits and the defense down. Falvia actually will be a multi-hitter if she's solo targeting, so she will help take the shield down really, really well, and you should have a highly evolved Falvia at this point. Daniel for your damage, and then Taylor, you're going to jump over to here to kill the heal ad, but you should be farming at this point DISA 15. And then Terradome. Terradome's the tough one. Terradome's really tough because you need a really good Muka to survive to take the hits to the face. And my Muka is just not evolved enough. I am close, but he's not evolved enough. If I was to continue playing this tomorrow, I could get 2 more copies of Muka from the stores and then be able to down stage 15. But this is your team. Again, you want to have Taylor jumping into the middle. Now, Taylor and Muka can both benefit from Pain Rune as well for increased survivability. And again, you want Serena up front face tanking it for a little bit until Muka can get into the circle. This is going to be your team for downing stage 14, which you should be able to clear by the end of week 4. And since you cleared 3540 in the story mode, you should be downing, or you should have Katosian Triangle unlocked. You might not. I have been playing this like a maniac and grinding every day for 4 weeks to be able to get to this point. You may or may not, but you should be close. But the teams, you see my summoner team is able to down stage 2 of Mirage Space, which gives you your Marauder gears, which is excellent for your assassins. And then I was able to do stage 1 of Crimson Rot yesterday on the Tuesday, and I was able to do stage 1 of Molten Abyss just fine, which is going to give you your 4-set, your end game 4-set gear. This is the gear sets that you're going to really want to farm. And please, 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 you see my purchase limit is reached for today. Buy all the tickets you can every day to spend in this dungeon. Now, Battlefield of Azura is a lot more difficult. You can see I can do it with these 3 tanks, Serena and Taylor, but it sucks not having Pandemonium. You have to rely on the inconsistent knockdowns of these 3 tanks. But it can be done. It can be done. And you can start getting your charge gear for Vanguard and your rebirth gear for your healers, which is BIS best in slot for Vanguard and healer. And then Roulette of Truth, you should be able to down at least stage 1 on all these dungeons if you've played efficiently and built up your roster correctly. I don't think there's anything much more to tell you guys. Make sure you farm your faction mines every day because they supply purple and yellow runes. You're going to really, really need them for all your characters. You see I am kind of stuck on Soul Mine 329. Again, the exact same team that you guys saw me using in story, right? 2 Vanguards, 2 healers, and Daniel. Daniel's going to be your main man through week 3 and 4 for downing PvE content. Now, if that is it, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really, really don't. Make sure you buy your trophies from the arena or the Hell Arena shop. You see I've got one right there. When for hero attack +6. That's nice for Taylor and Leo. The HP is also very, very nice for Leo. If we look at my heroes really quickly one last time, anybody after Sor Valley, I don't use. I don't use Luke anymore. I don't even really use Rez. But Sorvali is important, and again, this is what's going to be dependent on when you started your account. If you started at the right time and Endless Battle opened for you on day 1 of week 3, you are able to buy, as you see up top here, I have bought a copy of Sorvali. Sorvali early game is probably going to be the most important hero that you can get. Yes, that you can get for your account, because she pairs with Ampu from week 3, and she acts as your healer on a summoner team. Even at 1 copy, I did use her in Mirage Space, which is an end game dungeon, to get up to pass and to complete stage 2 or level 2. So Sorvali, you really want Sorvali first out of this shop. Now, Crete is going to be nice as well for a Vanguard team. Moriami would be really, really nice as a hunter team, but I think you're going to get way more benefit with Sorvali for all game mode content in aggregate than any other hero from this store. And you see in this store, normally I would say hold your yellow tickets because they carry over, but I did purchase this to get my first copy of Pain Rune so that I could progress in story and open Katosian Triangle. So that is why this has been purchased as well. If you get Pain Rune along the way, RNG, save your 40 limited or your 40 Endless Battle tokens, because they will carry over until the next time this opens, and then you can buy another copy of a hero up top, probably Sorvali. So ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to go to the spreadsheet. This was a long one, but this was a really... It was a fairly complex week to get through, because you really had to make some crucial decisions that are going to affect your account going forward. So I hope that I made that clear. If I didn't, the link for my Discord is in the description of this video, and you can click on it, join my Discord, and you can ask me questions there. There's myself and a bunch of people that are always answering any of your questions pertaining to the starting experience or anything about this game. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over to the spreadsheet now. We're going to go over some finer minutia of how I tackled week 4. So stay tuned.
Man, I talk too much, right? Whoa. What's going on? What's going on? Crazy. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. So week 4. Whoa, let's go look at the spreadsheet. Let me load it up over here. There we go. Let's go to the window. Okay. Let's make sure my head is out of there. All right. Okay, and let's blow this up. Zoom. All right. Okay, week 4. You should be able to see this now. Okay. So this is my little spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is linked in the description. Oh, where? Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. There we go. Now we got some music. Now we got some music in the background. A little bit. So this spreadsheet, this is my master Eternal Evolution spreadsheet, is linked in the description of this video and every single video that I make on Eternal Evolution. So here's my little summary, my write-up of week 4. So this is just like a little quick guide, right? If you don't want to watch the video, if you just want the quick guide, here it is. So on the Masrani banner, you want to pull 60 tickets. And then you want to buy the Gene Hybrid, and you want to use it on Masrani because you need that 4th free copy. And then you're going to get a global banner. It is whatever the current banner is for the new hero in the game on the global rotation. You're going to have the Masrani Hero Evolution event. This was really, really important. Free Masrani copy at Mythic 1. You need 4 copies to get it, and it's going to give you a Legendary 0 Masrani. The Galactic Treasure event is going to be still going on from week 3 that has Ampu in it. The Quantum Mimic event is going to be whatever the Quantum Mimic event is for the global rotation, whatever is on the global rotation now. Or it could be the Details Gathering event. That's going to depend on the day that you started or when you started your account in the global cycle. So it's either going to be Quantum Mimic or Details Gathering. So, all right, so keep that in mind. The Masrani Recruitment event, so you're going to get a free Masrani copy at 500 tickets. I'm looking to use spenders If you guys can buy, if you want to buy a whole bunch of limited tickets, then cool. You're going to get even more Masrani. You're going to get the free copy at 500, and this also counts for advanced tickets as well, I do believe. You get a free selector card at 120. You get a free Serena at 150 along the way to this free Masrani copy. Story campaign, didn't really talk. I didn't get any new heroes in the story campaign, new elites this week. Astral Order event, free Masrani copy. This event will not be available for you day 1 of week 4. This opens on day 4 of your week 4 whenever you start the week. So when I was making this sheet, because I make this sheet as I go through the week, I said right here I will not get my free Masrani copy from the recruitment because I spent my advanced tickets in weeks 1, 2, and 3, right? You can always see it right here on the side. I spent 120 in week 2. I spent 30 in week 3. I started saving in week 3, but it was too late. I spent 210 in week 1 up top here, and then I spent 120 here. So I was not able to pull on the Masrani all of my recruitment cards on Masrani and get his free copy from the recruitment event at 500. But, as I said in the video, the above is false. So, this is going to be also dependent on when you start your account. Because this may not be the same for you. Oh, let me go 175. This may not be the same for you because if you started your account on any other week, then you're not going to have a full endless battle in week 4. So this is going to be very, very dependent on when you start your account. So if you can't get that last copy, you saw in the video that you could spend a little bit more recruitment cards and buy a single copy for 120 out of his shop. I don't ever recommend that, but that, for 120, you're basically getting 2 copies at that point. So it's worth it. This only works if you start your account on the day that Global Twilight Lands opens. So keep that in mind. Although you guys coming to this after the fact, you started your account, so this is going to be completely random. It's going to be completely random where you are in this cycle. As we discussed in the video, Pain Rune becomes critical to overcoming big story gaps. I got stuck. I was really hard stuck at 3528, and then as soon as I got Pain Rune, I easily pushed past it. I was able to unlock Katosian Triangle at 3540. As you see here, I was stuck at 3528, but then I was able to power through an end story mode for the week at 3628, and I was able to get to Soul Mine 329 at the end of week 4. You see limited tickets. I spent 91. I only advocate ever spending 60 on Masrani's banner, but if you have to get that other copy of Masrani, then go ahead. And I was able to earn 82 during the week, and I spent all my advanced tickets that I could, but it didn't matter. I didn't get that free Masrani copy from the recruitment event. So yeah, Katosian Triangle unlocks if you should be able to do levels 1 and 2 possibly on some of the dungeons, depending on your roster development. You may get 2 global release banners depending on when you started your account. I don't know if that is true because I only had Masrani and the global. So this I think is false. I think that's false. Oh no, I know what that meant. So depending on when you start your account, you might have the end of a global banner, and then when it switches, you might just randomly get the next global banner. So like the banners switch on Thursdays. So if you started on like a Tuesday, then you might have the tail end of one global banner, and you might get another opportunity at the global banner for the rest of your week. So I was able to clear Disa 15, Terra 14, Sincero 15, so I was able to get all of the normal levels done, none of the X levels. I was able to get down Crimson Abyss 4, and I 1-keyed Altar, Novice, Easy, Normal, and I cleared Hard in 2 keys. If I had waited another 3 or 4 days, I might have been able to clear Hard in 1 key. And then in Katosian Triangle, I was able to clear Crimson Rot 1, Molten Abyss 1, Mirage Space 2, and Azutra 1. So this is the little cheat sheet on week 4. You guys can reference that if you need. You see, over the course of 4 weeks, I was able to earn a lifetime of 400 limited tickets, which did me quite well. But keep in mind, I did have 2 full weeks of Twilight Lands that gives you about, 70 limited tickets. And then I was able to accrue 608 advanced tickets over the course of the 4 weeks, free to play. And again, keep in mind, you need 500 to get this free Masrani copy. So if you were going to try to get it from Advanced, if you were trying to get that last copy, that 4th copy from his recruitment, you're too late now, but you would have had to save all of your Advanced tickets starting in week 1, pretty much. So, sorry, too late now. That is one strategy. But you can get that 4th copy through other ways. You can either get it through a Gene Hybrid if Endless Battles is open, or like I said, you can spend a little bit more limited recruitment tickets, and you can buy a copy for $120 in the store. All right, this is the sheet, ladies and gentlemen. This is the master cheat sheet. It is what it is. It is always available, and it'll remain like this, untouched. Although keep in mind, the Eternal Evolution does like to switch up the starting heroes. Like from what I heard, Luke in week 1 is already gone, and Ravenna is the grand ceremony prize. You see up top here, it's probably too little, you can't see it now, but this had previously said grand ceremony free Luke copy. They have switched it up again to give you a free Ravenna copy as of the time of this recording. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is your 4-week starter rotation. That is me going through it free to play, to try to do it the most optimally I could, and I absolutely kicked ass this 4 weeks. I blew through this, but it required a lot of time spent, a lot of tweaking your characters to get through walls in story campaign, because all the game's content is locked behind story campaigns. You really got to get up to 35, 40 to get everything unlocked in your first month, and then the game is wide open to you. Now you're off into the wild starting in week 5. You're with everybody else. Have fun, guys. Enjoy the ride. The link for my Discord server is in the description of this video. You can pop in, ask me questions anytime. There's a lot of good people in there that'll also answer your questions. I hope this was informative. It was fun. And I am not playing this account anymore because I cannot play 4 accounts. So this account is now effectively mothballed. So till next time, everybody. Cheers, peace. Bye-bye.